I am a licensed massage therapist in Connecticut and New York, and I have been practicing since 2008, which is about 14 years now. I had been doing a lot of continuing education after I graduated and trying to figure out what things I wanted to really focus on. One of the things that had caught my eye was that there wasn't a lot of instruction on scars in general, and I didn't really know a lot about it. So I really wanted to learn more. And I had seen some advertisements, but I didn't really know anything about Marjorie. And then I went to a different class where one of the TAs actually had taken a class with Marjorie, and he had suggested that I go ahead and do it, that it was very good. And so I went home and signed up for the foundations class right then. The seminar was super thorough. I mean, it goes everything from the most basic information to very advanced, but we go through it. We learn a lot about tissues, fascia, the different types of scars. You look at surgeries. You get to work on people who have actual, real life scars and practice on each other. And because it's a small class, it's a lot of information, but you can really take it all in and have a chance to ask a lot of questions. So yeah, it's very, very thorough. I haven't been to any of Marjorie's classes that are in any other locations other than New York. So one thing that I would say is that it's really fun to go there and meet her dogs. And she has a beautiful classroom outdoors for the nice weather, which was really, really nice. That's one of the things that I found out, is that learning can be a lot easier when you're in a nice environment and you're not stuck someplace without windows and, without fresh air. So I really enjoyed that, actually. So one of the nice things about having a really small class, it's a lot less overwhelming, especially when you're trying to learn so many new concepts. And also you get to know your other classmates pretty well over a period of a few days. I just, I found that it was much easier to be able to ask questions or get assistance on the hands-on and really spend more time. So you do come out of the class having spent a little bit more time really absorbing everything. The thing that I really loved about the program, that I feel like it's really different from other classes I've been to, is that we had a whole day of working with volunteers who were not massage therapists. They were just regular people who had surgeries or accidents, all different kinds of scars. Some of them were very complicated issues, and we got to spend time with these people and actually work on them with supervision. And that's just something that you don't get to do in most classes. Usually you learn the information and you have to go home and practice, but you're practicing on, maybe family or other massage therapists. You don't really get that feedback from working on somebody who has this problem. And in real time, with supervision, somebody who has experience can really tell you what you've done right, what to be careful of, etc. I think one of the things that is very memorable is just the impact that you can have on people, because working with the volunteers and just seeing how grateful they were. And sometimes it was really emotional for them. And so, even a very small amount of work was so changing for them. And So that was really cool. I think one of the things that I really got from this course also, and this also has to do with the fact that we worked with the volunteers, was how to better communicate with your client. Um, because it's so important, to get a good history, but it's also like during the session, there's got to be this constant back and forth of communication and being very conscious of where they're at and even what they're not saying, but just really being very in tune with their body language. So that was something where, I was aware that this is important, but to experience it in the classroom in that way was really eye-opening. Yeah. I definitely have continued on to study both with Marjorie, but also with other instructors. And I think I have always worked in a very clinical way from the beginning, but there's just so much more to know. And I have really developed myself as a massage therapist in the last few years. And, this was part of this process. One of the ways that I have used this is, well, of course, I do have many people who come to see me. Sometimes they come specifically for scar tissue because they have found me on Marjorie's website. But there's also been times when um, they never even thought about having any work on their scar or even around that area. And it definitely makes a difference. So even when we're not trying to do a very specific scar release session, I can use this information to help people. And one of the things that you do learn in this class too is not just what to do, but also really what not to do, which is very, very useful, especially when you're dealing with people who just had surgery, um, and this is very valuable information. I already have. I've definitely recommended her to other therapists. I've had people ask me because they knew that I had taken the course. Would I recommend it? And I have said yes. And we have talked about it and all the things that I'm telling you here. And yeah, it's if nothing else, even if you don't think that you're going to focus on scar release, just to have the knowledge, the foundations. I mean, that's huge. There's so much just in that one class. So I would definitely recommend taking the class. Yes. You might feel like, do I know enough? Do I have enough anatomy? Do I know enough about fascia? Don't worry about that. Just go because you're going to learn everything you need to learn in the class. And you will have a chance to ask a lot of questions and you'll walk out with pretty good knowledge and feeling comfortable. You can use this even if you decide that it's not going to be your focus. You're going to learn so much that is going to help you in your practice.